Hey, hello, how are you doing, Twitch? So, we are back with the Sunday group. A little bit tired. Played late last night. Did a lot of map work. We're doing all of our maps with Pro Fantasy. Thanks to you guys and your support. It's been awesome, guys. Thank you. So, let's get back with our players. We'll have them recap. I'm not going to make Ross do it. Probably going to take the piss out of Epi. Hello, players.
Hello, sir.
So, Epi.
Yeah.
Alright, recap the epic fight that was last session.
People died. Someone vanished. I wasn't there.
I had to take
There
the
you go.
piss out of you. So, Ross, are you up for it, or am I making Huggles do it? Or Madfish?
Huggles is doing it.
Okay. Huggles.
Hang on, I did last week.
Nope, you're doing
Yeah.
it. You played multiple characters.
Fine. So we arrived in the final place of Finona. There was a big shadowy demony thing that decided to jump on my soul because apparently Navi's soul is tasty.
Nom nom nom.
It did nom. There were little shadowy things that kept summoning because it wanted friends, maybe. And we were apparently not the friends it wanted. And then we fought Finona. And that hurt a lot, repeatedly. And she died, and everyone was happy. We may have lost one of the clerics to a plane that we don't know about. And Winter died.
Yep, stunned and then hit with disintegration.
Mm-hmm.
So, you...
Oh, and Elna died.
Alna did die, yes.
Who did? Sorry.
Alna, the NPC.
I'm actually going to check my bag of holding. See what I have.
So,
I don't have it.
you guys are there. The other group is taking stock of what is generally around, dealing with their losses. As you stand before the felled lich, Nabi has just put her mace through the phylactery, killing the lich for good. And I open it to you guys.
Navi looks around. Where is Winter? Where's Aska? Where's... Oh, Orna. And she'll run over to Orna.
Cold to the touch.
And I just propose prepped. You do not. She'll look at the other clerics. Does either one of you have a diamond? Where are the others?
Zahar sort of stands up, brushing himself off. He looks. He can't do facial, so he tilts his head and he says, "The little one fell through the portal." And then he sort of pats his pockets down. How much did you say? In worth?
I wanted to say 300 gold. I will double check that. At least 300 gold.
He shakes his head. I have nothing of such value.
I have dust only. If we can get her to Wishek. Where is Winter?
Did I see what happened
The
to Winter?
only one that saw what happened to Winter that is technically here would be Zero.
Oh, okay.
She was stunned. She didn't have a chance to dodge it. It completely destroyed her. There's nothing left, only dust.
Tad is... He sort of doesn't really seem to know what to do at this point. He's sort of just standing back. Because he's not really sure how to manage this.
Don't feel. Hey,
Can I do some kind of check to see what I know about planes? And going to the plane?
Yeah, give me an Arcana.
Natural 20.
You know that the most efficient way to travel amongst the planes is plane shift, which requires tuning forks for each plane. To get back to the material plane, you would need one for the material plane.
Yeah.
They have to be worth at least 250 gold pieces. There is generally portals in places where the veil is easily passable from, like the material plane, either the Shadowfell or the Feywild, or in our case as well, the Underdark is a different plane of existence in Legacy of Fate.
Okay.
The Underdark itself isn't just deep in the earth. It's you dig down and then you'll find a veil to an entire realm, which is the Underdark. Nabi, I believe, has been there. Because you were there when... Yes. Nabi has been to the Underdark plane. For us. She knows where one such place is to travel to the Underdark. She knows where one veil is. Feywild, Navi would have learned that to the Feywild there is a portal near Wishik. There's a thinning of the veil there. Off in the far west of northern Utopia. Here, you know what I'll do? I'll just move you guys here. Give me 1 second. So, this is where you are. At Silva. If you go directly to the West Madfish, you'll see a place called Tvizik Fekes Plains. Peak, sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Trone.
Okay.
When you go to Trone, that is actually in the Underdark.
So do we...
Bringing
do I
you
know
back, I'm giving because you got a natural, you're going to get a lot of information.
Yep.
From what you'll basically know what in this general area. Back to Silva. If you then travel north, you'll see here what is northern Utopia. You see Wishik here, Pine Hills, the crater, the ruins of Ravensworth. You'll see where it says Shadow of the Olvos over in the far east. In that area, where the Shadow of the Olvos is a thinning of the barrier between you and the actual Feywild itself. So
Okay.
zoom out for stream. So that is basically what is known in this area, which was what you'd be able to have researched
Okay.
previously.
Sorry, and okay, so there's portal to the Underdark and Trorine.
Oh, there is actually one more you would know about. If
Shadow
you-
of the Olvos goes to the
Fair well.
Fae.
And actually, if you go due west, go past the Fekes Plains peaks, you'll see the island of Locane.
Okay.
And there's a place on there called Venefendin's Keep, which is destroyed, by the way. It was the end of the first. There is a thinning of the plains to the Shadowfell there.
The Shadow. Okay.
Yeah, they were fighting in the Shadowfell at the end of the first arc.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
make an-
Alright, so I see an island with a... west of Wishik. There's just an island with a tower on it? Is that what it is?
No, we're going west of Silva.
Oh,
So-
sorry. Too high.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, scroll back down and then go to the west. You'll find the island of Locane.
Okay.
The island that you were looking at, however, is an ancient mage tower that none of you actually know the location to. That was where Talgar and Tormund randomly teleported to when they had a botch on teleportation. They landed there, and they walked into the tower, completely outmatched against all common sense, in and out of character, and lost their lives.
Can I make an arcane check, Sev, on this room?
Sorry.
Sorry, after you, Medvish.
I just wanted to know if we knew what plane Aska was dropped into. Any idea?
Make me... You fought that thing, so make me another Arcana check.
Okay. 27?
Yeah. Based on its makeup, based on its abilities, based on general research, you would be led to believe this is probably a Shadowfell style creature.
Okay.
The other two things that you might think if it wasn't there, just based on its nature, would either be the Abyss or the Nine Hells.
Okay.
But you would be led to believe more than likely, especially based on how the portal was constructed and its ability to come back after being banished because the portal was open. You're most likely looking at the Shadowfell.
Okay.
Can I make an arcane check on the structure of the room?
Sure. What exactly are you looking for? As you make it, go ahead. Just so I can be
Was
specific.
was the portal to the Shadowfell here, or did they actually craft this tower to make a portal to the Shadowfell?
Yeah, go ahead, make an Arcana. There is not a thinning here. You walked across. You didn't feel anything weird. You don't sense. It seemed like something that she did at a whim. She was, as you saw firsthand, immensely powerful. So she was able to actually cause a semi-permanent rift with that creature. Between that creature and her, they were able to actually create a tear in the very fabric of the planes.
My next question is, if I have another arcane roll.
Yeah, you guys, we're probably not doing any fights today. So, learn all the lore and all the notes you want.
Was this tower built to channel magical power through her? Or channel magical power? And I closed my sheet. God damn it. So how are you guys? You nearly died.
Zar looks like he's had 7 shades of shit spelled out of him. He got hit by Blight quite a few times.
On the 25, looking at the makeup of the tower, feeling it, being in here, casting spells, and what you guys don't realize is you're starting to get the glimpse of this now. Yeah, you thought you were in this tower for maybe an hour, 2 hours. You were here for days. Days have passed since your groups have entered this tower. Not quite sure how much time has passed. It's definitely sitting on ley lines. Natural powers of magic, which is why it was constructed here. The tower itself does help channel the magical energy that is naturally flowing through the ley lines of the world, and it definitely helped bolster them. You're not sure if anything else other than that, though.
Well, that is disturbing. We should have to...
You would, Julie, give me a history.
Me?
Yeah. Being from the city. Still, 20's enough. You would know that the ley lines ran through. There is a pretty potent node on the ley lines where the city is constructed itself, which is why it's considered such a, almost like a holy site. It's why there's a massive temple of mystery here. It's why this area is so important to your society as a whole, being the mages. It's why, you wouldn't just move a different island. It's why you this city itself is, a bastion. It's one of very few, and some of the other actual nodes on the ley lines are in pretty uninhabitable places.
Okay.
Great monsters would be there, like you would
Yeah,
think
because they're
clutches and potentially beholders, like multiple beholders, who live off that kind of magic essence, would inhabit other places. This has been cleared. It's seemingly protected by Mystra. It's why it's one of the central conflicts between the two groups. Neither willing to venture out farther than the other.
I'm going to later, if I can find a map, look up if the mage towers that we know of are also built on ley lines.
Based on what you know, that the ancient towers are definitely on ley lines. Whether they're on nodes themselves is not information that they would really have. Just to give you a heads up.
Okay. Last question: is the tower made of?
Is what?
Is the tower made out of anything special?
It doesn't seem to be. As you look around, there doesn't seem to be any different construction than most other buildings. I mean, it's probably enhanced, like the stonework and stuff is probably enhanced with a magical essence to help pull some of that extra power for research, but nothing that's secretly unknown that you're able to pick up.
Zero turns to Mr. Tea Leaf and goes, "How long did it take them to build such a contraption?"
Tea Leaf, how old did we say Tea Leaf is?
He is 65.
You would remember probably when you're about 5 years old as a kid looking up towards the
Okay.
tower, it being finished. In terms of the exact start date, you're not quite sure, but well over 100 years. Even with
Okay.
magical assistance.
Oh, so it took them a really long time to
Yes.
build. Okay.
Seeing the inside and knowing you haven't touched every part of these towers, you would assume that it was time well spent.
Mm-hmm.
Brings
Um,
up I shouldn't
what was that, Duppy?
Has the woman who was a lich always been here?
Tea Leaf did know previously that she was one of the city's founders.
Well, is it? Did the tower have a name?
It's just always been called the Ancient Tower of Magi. Which, if you look on the map, it looks destroyed, but that was an illusion based on when the first group got here. You guys passing through the Veil saw it, and it's full. It looked like a ruined small tower to anyone in the ports.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting.
So I'm gonna look to the rest of the group.
And Nabi, just to reiterate this to you, always thinking what you guys were up against was a small fishing village. That's why the assault itself was so surprising. Right? You knew that they were powerful. You had no idea that this entire island is basically one gigantic city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look towards Navi and the others and go, "So what's next?"
Don't know how well we'll be received to walk back out through the city.
Well,
Is there any research that she did? I did promise that I would take it and destroy it.
oh yes.
You're in her basic study, everything. Book, hundreds of books. Ileana seems to be looking at one.
Can we make an investigation to see if there's any magical, sealed walls or secret stuff.
Sure. You don't seem to find any secret passages or anything. Anything sealed.
I will look through the books.
Yeah, give me an investigation.
Navi will help.
There's you looking through, there's hundreds of books you've never seen in the library before. Research, a lot of them are, you're pulling out one or two of them, titles that you're not, familiar with. They seem like personal notes on other books or research or other things.
Okay.
Though not all of them. Give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Ha.
They're all coded. They're all in a cipher.
So there's no way to know what.
You have cracked the cipher
Aha.
on a nat 20. And it would have taken you a nat 20 to do it, because the DC was 24. Anyone else with a quick look? Yeah, a quick look when you first look at him. It's gibberish. You're like, maybe she just went insane. And then you start picking up, just inherently being studying around books so long, being around, it's just, this is all ciphered. There's notes on liches, there's notes on creating, at the royal army, everything. She was preparing for war. And she's tried a number of things. There is one thing, and I want you to roll me an insight, because it can be a little bit hard, because, it's just in notes, and it's just,
Yeah.
there's no body language.
Oh, I have no idea.
It seems to you that, the reason she's ended lots of things, and I mean, basically, hearing what attacked Cesarno was golems, some displacer beasts, and mages. It seems like many of these other creations, even like the flesh golems were ended, clay golems were ended, stone golems were ended. They used a lot of iron. It seemed like everything that they ended their research on, and some of this stuff is scary to you.
Yeah.
Things that they were trying to harness seemed to be too much of a risk that they could lose will and do, whether it be kill civilians on either side. You're not quite sure when she's referring to civilians, but that the risk was too great to try and use these other things, which would be much more powerful, much more devastating. You knew that.
But like resources, risk.
Oh, resources she didn't care about. She was more worried about the risk involved.
Okay. So, what are we gonna do with this research? Now that I've looked through it, obviously skimmed over the really terrifying stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that in my brain. I mean, he kind of does. Just for the sake of knowing, but he kind of doesn't because...
We have two options. We destroy it. Or we take it with us. And there was a cleric here that I met. I think that if we would send him some of it, not the truly terrifying stuff, but the gist of her research, and he would perhaps understand why we were here. Maybe I don't know.
Basically, you and I will just add a character. Just remind you of your options, all of them, because it's been a little bit. You can turn it over to a place Tea Leaf would know, be the Council of Silva. the Mage Council. You can destroy it seemingly on your own. You can bring it to the cleric that you met in the Temple of Mystra. You could bring it back to Wishik with you to either study or bring it to Merlin. You can leave it for the Thieves Guild. Yeah, I mean, those are your basic options. You know, leaving it here would be the Thieves Guild will take it.
Yeah.
Zero pipes up and says, if we take it with us, there's a chance the Thieves Guild will follow us.
We would.
I have no intention of keeping it for ourselves.
Not for ourselves, no.
Not if we
Can
keep
I-
it with ourselves, it runs a higher risk of someone like Thieves Guild taking it, or at least trying to.
Okay, you hear from the door. We would.
Is
Not near
there
it, Connor.
a way for me to, like,
Put it in the bag of holding quickly.
As you
I-
do,
Sent to the council.
yes, that was my thought, was to remove the worst of destroy the worst of the information. And then,
as you go to put it into the bag of holding, see if you reach over to put it, because you don't have your own bag of holding, correct?
no.
A blunt end of a dagger hits the book.
I cast Wall of Force, like circling the bookshelf.
You'd also realize that had he wanted to hit one of you on a 22, he probably would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also moves.
No, I am. You actually, hold on. Counterspell 60 feet. What level's Wall of Force?
Never
Do you have? Do you have
Yeah, I
a
got.
spell slot?
I have to make sure.
You
Make sure I
probably
have the
do.
spell slot.
He
There is
would
no
be
need.
good. So few spells for him last week on Friday.
Did you tick up or tick down?
Down.
Tick down. I have the spell slot.
Okay, what level spell is it?
5.
There is no need.
He's doing it instinctively.
Just
even as
turn
you
that
say
to
it.
0.
Don't worry, your spell goes off anyways.
No, it's on 0. There is no need. He is known to us.
You see a group of 4 rogues, the same 4 that let you into the sewers.
Mhm.
They also look battle, drained. They followed you in, but they obviously did not follow the same route you did. Touching the doors as you guys get teleported around. They went a much different path than you guys did, and they were pushed to their limits as well.
Mhm.
Looks at
We're all tired and
please.
none of us need.
He
0,
puts both his
please.
hands up, the dagger reappearing on the belt. Both his hands up. Listen, I really don't want to kill any of you. I truly don't. If you'd like, any of you like to insight that, you can. He's removed the face wraps, everything. She's dead. He doesn't have to worry about being ratted out. They all have removed their face wraps, to hide who they were. And
Yeah.
you would get that the only reason they did that was because, well, even T-Leap has followed through on his word. They don't think T-Leap is going to turn them in.
No.
He's
No.
as far as you can tell, Zero. He's being completely honest. He has no desire to fight. They have no desire to fight. None of them are in aggressive stances. I mean, they're cautious, as you guys are, in this standoff, but they're not.
Zero will put his sword away and drop the Wall of Force and look towards Navi.
He walks out and he takes both, and it's more of a show. Both daggers and drops them to the
Neville.
ground, and that he is at using his will, they'll reappear, but he's dropped them to the ground just further.
It's a gesture.
And he walks to you and goes, listen, You've done us a service. Take 20 minutes. Relax. You can leave with it, but we need it so that we can copy a fake. We will break the
She
code.
will insert that.
Go ahead. Seemingly
Okay.
being completely honest with you. We need
Why
it
do you want to fake?
because I don't want you to be hunted. Any of you. You've done the city a service. You removed us from the thumb of one dictator. Now let us fight against the thumb of the other. We just need this.
Now he's gonna look to Miri.
Mary nods. Mary goes, one, I'm not staying with them. No. Wishik, retirement. Connor and I, big shit, no, we're done. Honest life. Honest life.
Nibble Miri.
He looks at Miri. Miri looks at you and goes, honest life. I earned my first honest coin alongside you. I want to earn my second. And Connor nods. We're going to open a shop.
But do you trust him?
She looks at you and goes, I trust him like I trust any rogue. With a grain of salt.
No, Navi thinks about that for a moment.
By the way,
Then
Sev,
I guess I shall too.
since they've taken their masks off, what do they look like?
There is one elven female. There is one half-elven male. There is a gnome and a human. 2 males, 2 females. You also look. Oh, no, those Fitz, not Zero. Sorry, Fitz would realize that one of the blades is a moon blade.
Yeah.
And he would
I think
cry.
Zero would also recognize this. He already spotted it before.
Yeah.
Then I shall trust you too.
You see them quickly start rifling through and pulling out the books that you guys missed.
By the way,
There's about.
Sev, can I make
Go ahead.
an investigation on the moonblade on the ground for the
Sure.
name?
The name of the blade itself, or
Just what names are on it?
most recent, or the eldest?
I'd say whatever I can find out. I'm happy with it.
Okay, let me actually go look, because these are actually all there.
Because, like, the wizard art I'm coming from would be very old elven tradition. So they'd be very, finicky about relics and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Let me just get you all. To do this because you would recognize it as an elf, but the player is definitely not going to recognize what these should all be. So let me just mark these up for you.
Moonblades are typically known to be in possession of great nobles or heroes or, some scoundrels.
Who you calling a scoundrel?
I didn't call anyone a scoundrel. I said heroes and nobles.
The parentheses is the gender. Zero would recognize gender in the names compared to you, Epi, would.
Yeah, I'd like to make a history check later on who they are.
Okay. Also, I want you to do me a favor. Make me an intelligence check.
Me? Sure.
Yes. something. Doesn't stick at you at this moment. You can retry it later.
No, I know it is. You see something stick
Something's
for a
off. It's
while.
weird.
Yeah, and you go home, like, just about in bed, then, God damn it.
They immediately get to the books, copying them. T-Leap, give me a perception, because you're the only one to pick it up. They're definitely not copying them correctly.
They're what?
Definitely not copying them correctly, but you don't get what's being
okay.
done.
Okay, good. So I know that they're not actually trying to maintain this information. They're just
No, but
trying to.
you don't get you don't understand what they're doing on a 9.
Okay.
Zero will walk up and ask, quite outright, so, have you been playing both sides?
I've been
If you're
playing
going to
this.
fight.
I've been playing this side to get rid of one of the 2 threats. Now we take our stand against a much more ruthless but less powerful threat.
What is
So
that?
they haven't really been playing both sides. They've been playing one, but they were playing one side to get rid of one. Keely, even without asking, you would figure that with her gone, being the most powerful, that the Thieves Guild will probably attempt to use this information to get a stranglehold on the city. And they're referring on that.
So have I posted those names into
I put them in a handout.
in a Word document, and a picture popped up.
Oh, did it?
It did.
So. Yeah, my icon picture.
Yeah, that's cool.
So. About 20 to 30 minutes go by, you guys have a short rest. All of the books are handed to you. And it says, get them out of the city, get them somewhere safe, or destroy them out of the city. But either way, you don't want to leave through the front door.
Alright, how do you suggest we leave?
Looks to Nabi. You're a cleric, are you not?
Yes. I can get us to Cizerno.
That's not going to
She
help.
looks...
He looks right to you. That's not going to help you. Hey,
I have... Perhaps there is someone I can call.
Zar?
Zar twitches and says, should I have a rest? I could perhaps get us out of here to somewhere different.
Maybe that should be our second. If not, I can... Or the gentleman that sent you here. I wonder if he won't mind picking us up.
So are you sending?
I am sending.
What do you say in your sending?
Oh god. Merlin, we are in great need to exit our current location to somewhere that isn't Cizerno. Can you help?
It goes through, but you don't get a response.
Did he just say no?
Instead, a blue doorway opens, and out comes
Okay.
Merlin in like a Hawaiian shirt and shorts with sandals, sunglasses, and a big suntan hat.
Hello, Merlin.
Nabi, Tea
Sorry.
leaf, right?
Wait.
And oh,
This-
you weren't supposed to be here. looks at Zar. Should really watch where you're going.
You should watch your spell casting.
I can watch myself
Oh,
go
I'm
back.
so not getting into that.
No. I'm glad that I'm here. It was enlightening.
Yes, it is a keto.
Merlin, perhaps if you wouldn't mind. I'm not sure I want to stay here longer. Is it possible to get Elma back to where to her sisters?
Of course.
Sin and Sarah.
I mean,
and Simon?
Ness is standing there like over her corpse,
Yeah.
bawling. He puts the no, dispels one, opens another doorway, and says, "There you go."
Were you?
Now we'll finish putting the books away and just walk on through.
Were you at a
Just
beach
not-
resort?
Yes, my private beach.
Zara just nods, turns and follows Nave.
White sands,
That
crashing
Sounds
blue
good.
oceans.
Nave. Nope, she's gone.
I should
Yep.
have walked through.
No.
Zara's completely emotionless, like, reaction just fades for a second. He goes, I could really do with a holiday. He steps through the door.
So, you step out into the city of Wishik.
Oh, I know I was here earlier. Interesting. I think I was here earlier.
I've never been here.
I really
It's a
need
wish
to
it.
ask him how he does that.
I have learned to accept that it is Merlin. It just happens.
He is rather unusual.
He is, yes.
How
But
dare you?
still amazing.
I think he's amazing. I've never seen a spellcaster do that before.
No, it's incredible. I've never even heard of spells that can do these things.
Mhm.
Things that he can do.
He's like, you're gonna be really old. That's all he says to you. Kitten, it wants to play fetch again. Yeah, it was definitely a first time building the map in RPG Maker, but really hard to update because it's massive. Let's see, here we go.
Does Merlin play fetch with a cat as soon as you say that, Seth?
Of course he does. As we will get
What?
to the Wishik map. And you will all exit in Merlin's magics. And we will switch over to Wishik. So, you guys walk out into the storefront. Tea Leaf, is this your first time here? The shops, stuff on the walls is pretty amazing.
He's like just looking at everything. Just absolutely fascinated.
Oh no, what happened to Brock?
Apparently he took damage at some point. I don't know
Brock.
when.
Wasn't it during that group fight a couple of episodes before we actually didn't got the last
Probably.
crossover?
This place is amazing.
So, Merwin is standing there and immediately kind of rushes over to Alma. As Connor and Miri look at you and go, "You going back to the home. I'll see you later." And they immediately kind of make their way back over to the old guild house.
Okay.
Navi will look to. I can never say her name right.
Ness. Just call her Ness.
Nisana. Ness. If you can find me a diamond, I can try to bring your sister back.
She just looks at Merlin, who holds out a diamond to you. My only one. And tosses it to you.
And looks at it. How much is it? Does it look like it's worth?
It's worth enough. Parade's dead.
Okay.
So,
I have one spell slot for what I can do this with.
you begin the ritual. Who is going? Is anyone in the party going to assist?
I'm gonna give
I
space.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't know this person at all, so.
Gonna wait outside.
Yeah, I'll respectfully stay out of the way.
The other cleric looks hesitant. The storm lightning strikes a place once. Much like life often only blesses the body once. But on occasion, he nods to Nave, it strikes twice. He'll help you.
She nods. I guess Navi's channeling, so
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I'm not opening all the character sheets. So you're going first there, buddy boy.
Oh,
yeah, Navi will place the diamond down. And she'll start the ritual.
Okay. Ross?
I have to say a thing, don't I? And roll
You
a
do.
thing. Okay. Zar sort of look. They're family, aren't they? These three.
They're like family, they're not actual family, not blood.
Zar looks between them all and then looks down at the body, and he goes. It seems to me that you still have a family that needs you. Siblings in arms and in life that yet still need your help. Are still bound to you, even beyond this life. May the storm that guides us all bring you back. And he's looking between them, and I'm assuming he can just sort of see that bond and how they're reacting to her death.
Yeah.
So I will give it an insight
Okay.
for a 20.
Alrighty. That is Ross's part. Ness kind of looks to Alna and it's been a very long time since I lost my family. Gained as part of yours. Protected. We watched your brother betray the initial group. And we stood on the side of them against family. You fought hard. You killed a demon lord. One that we thought we never would. You have to come back. There's more fighting they'll need us for. She looks to Navi. We killed the Lich. And another shadow thing. You have to come back. Sorry, I had to cool off. And persuasion. And then it goes to Miron. And let's see. She kind of looks over Alna, putting her hand to find the actual place where the necrotic seed went. It snuffed out her life. She just looks down to her, puts a small trinket. The three of us, we were left behind by our people, by our tribe. We found a new home. She looks to Nami and new friends. There's much left in the fight. It's time to get up. At 22. So Navi, you feel the things start to meld into her, and she will make her death save. Her only one she gets, whether she lives or dies. And it melds in. Moments keep going on. The room is still. And as it continues, you are brought back to a time where you attempted this once before with a barbarian. And you watch as, similar to that event, no life is returned to this body. Alna has moved on.
Neri looks up. I'm sorry. She's with her gods now.
Mirren
There is-
and Ness shake their head.
Nothing I can do.
She died in battle, fighting for what is right. Ness still taking this a little bit harder than Mirren. Mirren looks to you and says, she had an honorable death, and you made every attempt. You've already avenged her. There is nothing to apologize for. We all know when we step outside and we go to battle that any one of us can perish. She looks at her as long as you fight for what is right and you keep moving on, Nabi, you will never have to apologize to us.
She nods.
She reaches down, and something you didn't know, from around Anna's neck, she pulls out a necklace and holds it out to you, Nabi.
Yep.
It is a symbol of Pelor. She was a devout follower of Pelor. He's never had the chance to have the conversation. She goes, keep her fighting spirit alongside you.
Neri nods.
Mirren
Of
kind
course.
of gives you a hug and says, we shall bring her and bury her next to the others.
Of course.
As the group kind of follows, Zar and Teely, for you following along as well, Zero.
Yeah, we would have waited.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, out of the way. Yeah.
You see Mirren kind of carrying Alna's body. You make your way over towards what looks like a large guild house. And out comes Sari, Cindy, Miri, and Connor, who look at you all. And you make your way to the back, and towards the backyard. There's a very small garden, and there's a cliff face. And it looks like there has been one kind of stone casket melded in, and there's a small, almost bust of what looks like a dwarf with a mohawk and an eye patch there, as the bodies are. There is also at this point what looks like a Duragar and what looks like a dwarf but with human features. There are just busts there, kind of carved in to the stonework. And they kind of take your body as they begin to prepare for it, putting her to rest alongside the others. As you see a bust of Alna begin to be formed and crafted in front of where her body has been laid to rest in the stone. Sari looks towards you, Navi, and puts a hand on both of your shoulders and looks at you. Are you alright?
It was difficult, but we persevered.
He smiles and nods. You fought. Every time is difficult, Nabi. You have done great good. You have... And he looks back. You've carried on our legacy. And he looks towards the rest of you with a nod, not yet introducing himself, but he looks back to Nabi. It's time for... And he looks now to all of you. It's time for your story. Don't live ours. Live yours.
Yes. I suppose I should.
You are skilled, very much, Nabi, and you kept my friends alive much longer than I would have. I thank you for that. But now it looks like time for the four of you to cut your own legacy into the world. Fight for what you believe in, not what we believed in. You still have us at your backs, though. He looks to Mary Connor, and Cindy goes, "We'll be here."
Thank you.
As he goes and introduces himself as Sari, a war cleric of Dildorn. T-Leaf, you would have heard about these individuals in your... basically, there was a small group from Silva that went to fight Venifindon, a demon that was once imprisoned, released, and they were the ones to finally drop him. This was before Nabi had joined the group.
Mm-hmm.
Kat, can you please stop jumping on the keyboard? That'd be lovely. So, Zero, you the city's different than when you first were here. Lots of life, bustling, traders, everything. Navi, you what are you guys doing as a group? Where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Zar.
I really need to rest. And
Zar
a
was
drink.
look at Navi and go, I could do with a rest. He doesn't look to be in the greatest of health at this point.
Sari
Me
opens up the guild house doors. You've earned it. Come on in.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There's beds, a large table, food that has been prepared so that, as there was, they were about to, it's later in the day, at this point. So, Keely, you'd notice that it's much colder, degrees colder, than you would expect this time of year. You're much farther north, than you're used to. But inside, there's a roaring fire, large table, and a meal is prepared and rooms are made available. You would note that along the walls are adorned with weapons or shields, representing everyone. And I'm getting...
Has Sari actually given up ale, and does he have...
Oh, he's got
available?
some grog. Oh, he's got ale, he's got everything, don't you worry.
The little one, whose name I forget.
Cindy.
This is all very new to me and not what I expected to be doing. This, I don't know.
Zar
Good.
Zar sort of looks over at Teal'c and goes, "One must ride the winds of change, for regardless, the storm of life continues."
Sorry, raises his mug to tea leaf. Do you want to know how I got started?
Oh, how?
I was left by my clan for dead. I was found by a cleric of Dildorn and given religion, and eventually these powers, similar to your friend Navi here. I got on a boat to what you would call the uncivilized world. You would know that Northern Utova prior, based on your relationship to the distance, based on the private, was considered very much uncivilized lands. A group of kind of refugees came to it, founded a very small settlement, and then people seeking a new life, whether they be prisoners or other sorts, were sent with a second chance at life, many of them facing execution were just put on a boat and sent. Some, whether they be prisoners or missionaries or people seeking something different, would come, and generally what was seen is you guys watched them. You were unsure how they would handle themselves. For quite a while it looked like Ravensworth would fit in perfectly. Could be an ally, could be very similar to Damaris, where they wouldn't pick sides between the mages or Cesarno, but generally would be able to trade, etc., be another haven where mages could live if they chose not to live in Silba, wanted to get away from, Cesarno. But it could be a thing. The leadership of the city drastically changed one day. So much as in their entire policy changed. The indigenous elves from the Fae who were here guarding these crystals, Ravens almost started to see a war. One day, about 2 years ago, even as far away as you were, you would have felt almost an utter fear as arcane energy screamed out, creating the crater that is on the map. It was an arcane bomb that leveled miles upon miles of terrain, shattering the crystals, releasing these demons. A great war was fought up north until eventually an emissary, which I believe was Talgar, Sari, and someone else I can't remember, Eva, all came to the city, only to the ports though, because they didn't get by the initial kind of barrier, seeking aid. Initially, things were pushed out. You at that point, not exactly like I'm no warrior, decided not to sign up, but you know very many mages who went, strong, powerful casters that died on the shores of Locate. So you generally knew about this. This is, you're hearing from a different viewpoint, but at least, it's lining up with what you would know, what you guys were informed of.
Interesting.
He goes,
I will share them.
we ended up here, adventuring, answered the call, and next thing you knew, we were fighting a demon. We broke the cycle. Everyone can live their own lives now.
I hope we have.
Lixon says, you've done more than many others. You should be proud of yourself. Whether you feel that you deserved it or were ready for it, you've done it.
Thank you.
He nods. So, the night goes by as each and every one of you drink if you're drinking, eat a home-cooked meal, and get a full night's rest. Morning comes, the smell of, fresh cooked pancakes, and something you've not heard in a very long time. Any of you. Laughing children, playing, just normal life. No threat of battle. No looming evil on your backs. You wake up to everyday life. So, it is a time where, as I, a DM, ask you, the group, what is next? Does anyone retire? Does the group in whole ride off into the sunset with their victory ahead, and we look at a new group cutting their path through the world? Is there something the group needs to do? Do they need to move on? Do they take a vacation? What do they do? Because your arc is completed.
No.
Granted, for most of the players and characters, not an arc you started out on, but an arc that your characters picked up the torch of and finished. You were all heroes in your own right.
Now we all look to the others. I made a promise a while ago to come back and help someone who helped us. I shall head there to offer my aid. If any of you wish to join me, you are so welcome.
Sorry, you said join in you doing which?
I owe a debt. I evade. To a druid named Bogle.
Druid. Interesting.
He's a tree?
You would know them as ants.
Or an ant?
An ant?
Uh-huh.
Zero.
He
looks at
helped me.
Sorry, after you.
For me, I feel I must repay this debt. If any of you would like to join me, you are more than welcome, but it was a difficult time last we were there.
Zero looks at her. Goes, Navi, there's one thing you definitely need to do. Take a break. Be it a week. The debt will still be there when you come back. You need to recuperate.
I agree. We should, but I would be interested and left home, apparently, so might as well do something while I'm gone. There were some things I was hoping to look into. There's the magical staff of Harem Emberbeard. Thought that sounded interesting. I'd like to see what there is out here. I
And,
would be happy to assist.
and where the light of Palor goes, a storm must surely follow. We are in agreement then. arrest, rendering aid to one in need, and then exploring.
Arrest does sound nice.
One thing at a time. May the winds guide us, I suppose.
Do you tell them about the issue at hand with the Darwoods?
Navi would, yes.
How much do you remember, or how much
Navi's
do I need
probably-
to tell you? What I'm asking is, do you remember, do I need to speak as Navi?
No, you probably need to speak as Navi.
Okay.
Because I
So,
don't remember enough to...
The Darwoods is a location that you are familiar with. Tea Leaf. It's on your continent. Far west, south of the Fecus Peaks. Is an uninhabitable, by normal standards, forest. It spans the Aralts of the Dar Plains, by also another Darwoods. You would know that it is a cursed forest with lycanthropy, that the woods werewolves have been known to just tear people apart. Not even just for sport, just because they're there. Give me a history check.
Okay.
You know that the woods were once a kind of a bastion of natural energy, almost on the same ley line as your city. It kind of runs through before it gets to the node, and it was very, very strong with natural magic. But whatever happened, you don't know. One day the werewolves started showing up, and they just started destroying the druids. You would know that there's a small island just to about the northwest of the continent. It's only about 10-15 miles offshore, but it is known to be the last hold of the druids.
Okay.
But you've never heard that there were Ents among them. So that is definitely curious.
Yes. Well, I will suggest maybe we go to the island, because then they might know more. Or is that where this Bogle is already?
He would be told to meet them at the island.
Okay.
So I need to run AFK for a second. So why don't you guys RP a bit, and then I'll bring Merlin in for you.
I would be a little tempted to perhaps deal with the druid and the wolf problem first. People are suffering. I'm not sure I would relax much with when there are people in need.
Going into a fight unprepared and tired will likely just get you killed in the end.
Yes, we should definitely we should definitely rest and know what we're getting into.
A day or two more here to gather supplies and relax. And sleep well. Then maybe push on after that.
Navi, do you perhaps know of a place where we can do research here?
Actually, I do not. Sorry, would be a better person to ask. This isn't really my hometown. It's more... it became an adopted residence, I guess, when I travelled with Starry and Talgar.
If we are aiding druids, then perhaps the fire spells would not be the best thing to be using.
No, maybe not.
He chuckles.
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me, I need to prep spells.
It's not uncommon for druids to burn down a patch of forest to
Well,
kill the
intentionally,
dead.
yes, but I do not know I suppose, yes. I would just like to do a little research. I know nothing of druids or druidic magic.
Well, if we are heading to the island, perhaps we can ask them.
Yes, the more we can learn, the better. I'm not terribly excited by the idea of fighting werewolves, but if it needs to be done to clear the forest to restore the magic, yes.
I think the first thing we need to do is find a way to resist the curse or infection that comes with werewolves.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Person.
Make a note.
Perhaps remove curse.
Yeah. I'm just taking notes.
Tilt's looking at level 7 spells going, which one would help here? Leaves Firestorm
probably
equipped.
shouldn't prep Firestorm.
Leaves Firestorm equipped because Bernie.
You're if I'm going down, I'm taking all of you with me spell.
Well, Zar would go, still a storm.
Technically, yeah.
Gotta leave all the storm type of spells equipped because Storm Cleric, Tempest Cleric.
Do you know what? I'm gonna unprep Firestorm for Divine Word.
I had Divine Word prepped, and when by the time it's that low, someone else will just one shot and kill things.
Mm-hmm.
Stunning on blinding.
Yeah.
Most
Blinded
powerful
definitely.
surrounded by a
Alright,
whole-
sorry about that.
It's alright, you okay, Seth?
Yeah, I'm fine. So,
Good.
Merlin kind of walks to the front door and says, "Hired vacation."
Yes.
A short one before we press on.
Somewhere with books.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Relaxing.
Um,
We can read a little.
He kind of creates another arcane door. Says, "Alright, this way."
All right.
Do we all pick up Navi so she can't struggle and change her mind and
Yes.
run through the portal?
Sort of hurry her through.
okay.
Just a short break, Navi, and then we will go.
You guys come out of go through the doorway. You find yourself in a closet.
Is
You look back and Merlin shuts the door.
Merlin. I
You
had
open the
some...
door.
Never mind. Now he hands him the books from the Mitch's Tower.
He takes them.
Burn them.
Would you keep these safe and away from curious eyes? They should never be read.
Okay. And of
Thank
course
you,
he says to
Merlin.
do that. He will do that for you. So, you are currently in a closet.
Can I open the door to the closet?
You can. Give me one second.
Yes.
You find yourself in a very small, but big enough for all of you house. It's, you can smell the salt water. It's warm, almost like a summer day. Yes, I'm aware of that. Ross.
Okay. Okay, just curious.
That was well before
Oh no, I gathered.
the OG.
Yeah, I gathered. I'm just curious.
Books, can we peek?
What was that?
No, you cannot peek. Not on
Firefly
these
wanted to
books.
put- Firefly
They are
wanted to
bad
put
books.
6.
Well, I certain you are. You know what these books are, what's in them.
So, you find yourself just kind of in this very, very simple house. There's a table, a kitchen, a couple bedrooms upstairs, and there are definitely bookshelves. And the sun's kind of coming in through windows from the outside. It's bright. You don't hear much other than the crashing of waves against the shore.
Did Merlin perhaps leave
No,
us
he walked outside.
somewhere?
There is swimwear and everything. You walk outside, Nabi.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself here.
Nice.
Let's say.
It's the
And
Kami
then he
house.
walks back in and
It's the
takes off
Kami house
all
from
her
Dragon
armor.
Ball.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it says Merlin's house.
But it says Merlin's house.
oh, this is lovely.
You see, like, in the distance, there's dolphins off in there, but you don't see anyone for miles. Nothing. It is quiet. The
Nice.
sun is warm. There's very shallow water around the immediate house. It gets deeper as far as you go up, but crystal clear water. And it's quite lovely.
Zero has vanished, and now he's come back outside with swimming trunks and a book. It's like, let's do this.
Zar clanks a little bit as he puts his shield and his mace down. He sheds the chainmail. It's just like, yeah, this could be good.
Well, Tea Leaf doesn't go quite that far, but he does take off his warm coat. When he finds himself starts looking through the bookshelf, see what's there.
Give me an investigation check.
Right.
And
By
then
the
he'll
way,
go back
Sam.
in.
You
Oh.
find
Zero.
all the dirty magazines stashed away. It is the Kami house from Dragon Ball. There's definitely there. I'm sorry.
He is no interest in them.
But there's all sorts of books.
Alright. He wants to learn about the staff, he wants to learn about druids, he wants to learn about werewolves, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's kind of books on everything.
Okay. He's gonna grab some books, he's gonna go outside, find himself a nice comfy deck chair, make a pot of tea, iced tea, and
And an unseen servant immediately, as soon as you I
sweet.
could go for iced tea, just a floating glass of iced tea approaches you.
Excellent. He is going to settle himself in with a pile of books, and that's that. He's there, and he is not going anywhere.
Zero's a bit of the same. He has like a pile of books, but he's also, when not reading, practicing his stances and what seems to the rest of you like dancing with his sword out on the beach.
What are you doing there, Zar?
Zar has sort of wandered out in the front wearing basically very worn travelling cleric robes.
Yeah.
He's just sort of looking out at the sunshine and the clear waters. He is still impassive, completely serene. The wind picks his robes up slightly. You can almost hear the wind howl through some of the holes. He goes, perhaps a change in attire is required, and maybe a change in attitude. He disappears back into the house and nabs a room, preferably the one that's highest up so he can hear the wind.
Yeah.
he comes back down wearing swimming trunks. His naturally blue scales, sort of not something he normally shows off, and he goes, "Does anyone fancy a water fight?"
Oh god.
Zero.
Get him, Navi. Get him, Navi. Cleric v cleric.
Zero rolls over and like puts his back to you as soon as you say that. You can clean a feature that you would know without his shirt off is he has a tattoo of a red tiger.
Tea Leaf is like, books will get wet.
Wizards, you can't take them anywhere.
Sorcerer, thank you.
Eh. Eh.
Does Mr. Tea Leaf have
now he's gonna
tiny
wander
hut?
off.
He is what? Does he have what?
Tiny hut.
He does not. He is basically just. He's probably, you guys, I mean, he's always serious. Like, he's never not serious. But he looks probably more relaxed than anybody's seen. Like, he's pretty chill for a very uptight librarian at this point. So, he's quite happy to just read.
Lazar looks at Navi, hoping she might respond differently.
Just a few moments, if you wouldn't mind.
He blinks, surprised that the cleric is actually going to even give some sort of passive consent. He waits.
Now we'll wander off and just stand in the sun for a little while.
Okay.
And she'll offer up a prayer to Palo.
Thank you for the follow, Mr. Luchador.
Palo, I trust you with all my heart. Wherever you want me to go, I will go. Even if it's not where I planned. Leave me and I will follow. And then she'll just take in the sun. And then she's going to turn around and create water over the top of Zar's head.
I like it, I like it.
He did say he wanted a water fight.
Zar looks slightly unimpressed, as he's very glad he had this in mind before he rested. And he will use control water to throw all of that water straight on Navi.
She'll giggle.
You get a
This
chuckle
is-
out of the normally
this is
serene
a-
cleric.
Even for Mr. Tea Leaf, and this is the most relaxed Navi has been since we've met her.
We're marking down spells for this, aren't we?
If you guys are going at it, yeah.
Seeing that the water fight has started, Zero casts Mislead, turning him invisible, and all he sees like footprint in the sand as a illusionary version of him is still sitting there reading the book. He walks around the other side of the island.
It's not very far around.
I know.
Okay. So what are you doing? Did you walk on the other side?
He's browsing this, probably a book on elven history.
Okay.
He's actually looking up those names.
Give me another intelligence check first.
If it's to remember them, he has keen mind.
No, it's like I said, when
Okay.
you reflect, you'd get another chance at it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There's a Constitution. There unless these all died early, there's no way this. Normally, this blade should have that many owners.
Huh. He's then going to more rapidly start browsing the names on the blade, trying to find out who they were and what they did.
So as the as Zero's there and browsing the book, Tea Leaf reading, the camera starts to pull back slightly as the clerics are having a massive water fight out front. As I need to grab something here. And I hope this version works well. I hope you have music on. So, for the first time in a very long time, all of your characters are finally just relaxing. You know, Zar, I'm pretty sure Zar tries with Create Water and Control Weather, attempts to surf at least once.
Oh, he
Once
would
or
be down
twice?
for that gust of wind. Windsurfing,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
he'd set them up.
So, the vacation begins.
Tealeaf would actually not participate in the surfing necessarily, but he would give you tips on how to do it better and help with the.
He will critique you the entire time.
Yeah.
Once the books are sufficiently sheltered, he is definitely getting soaked.
Looks at Zar. Old person, put him on the surfboard.
Oh, hell yeah.
might almost get him to smile at some point.
This is when Zero, normally serene, Frasque, just sort of runs past Narva and just high five.
The group finally, over the next week or so, has their first real vacation in a very serene place. And, you know, Surfing USA place for whatever reason. As we're going to wrap it up here, we have to have some discussions about where they're going and what they're doing. And we'll say goodbye from this short session. But we'll see you next week, Twitch, as they begin their next adventure. Bye, Twitch.
See you, Twitch.
Yeah.
Bye, Twitch. Wish us luck.
Yeah.